I'm not a life expert or a coach, but these things are things that I've literally applied to my day-to-day lifestyle, and I can tell that they've really improved my life, and that's why I'm here to share it with you guys. So the first would be to let go of unrealistic expectations. As someone who is highly ambitious, I tend to set very unrealistic goal, or rather I used to set very unrealistic goals when I plan to achieve something. Then what that does to me is that it just robs me of my joy, and even when I achieved something, it doesn't feel like I achieved anything because I didn't achieve what I had plans to achieve. Sometimes when you sit down to look at these things, they look so unrealistic. And then if you're being true to yourself, you know that there was never a way you could achieve that thing. When you set unrealistic goals, you tend to put yourself in a position where no matter how much you do, if you don't achieve that particular thing you had in mind to achieve, you just feel useless, you just feel worthless, you just feel like you've not done anything, and it's so bad. The most important thing is to know that you're growing and not to see growth overnight. So you want to be consistent with whatever it is you're doing, and trust me, you're definitely going to get to that point you plan to be. So what setting small realistic goal helps you do is that it gives you this sense of fulfillment, and when you feel fulfilled, you feel motivated, you feel energetic, you feel refreshed, and then you want to do more. Imagine setting an unrealistic goal and you did not hit it, and then you feel down, you feel less motivated, and trust me, you almost would not want to put in your effort to get that thing done again. I made a video recently talking about how I posted consistently on social media and what it did for me. If you watched that video, there was a part I talked about setting small realistic goal for my YouTube channel, and then when I hit that goal, I felt fulfilled. I felt so happy that it pushed me to want to do more, to set a higher goal for this month. It could be in your academics, it could be in your finances, it could be like your day-to-day lifestyle, basically anything at all. You want to check yourself and say, this is how well I do on a norm, and then if I should be able to consistently do this thing for a period of time, then I should be able to get from point A to point B and not from point A to point Z. Next thing would be comparing yourself to others. Comparison, they say, is the killer of joy. I know it's very hard to see people doing well in life and not feel a certain way about yourself, especially when you're not, doing anything at all. But what you should know is that everybody have their own race to run. Me, what I always tell myself is that I'm in a competition with who I was yesterday and not with any other person, okay? So it doesn't really concern me what A or B or C is doing, but as far as I'm doing better than I was the previous day, I am very happy with myself, and that's all that matters to me. You want to quit comparing yourself to others. Like I said, it's a very hard thing. It's very, very hard. It's very hard to be around people and then you see them succeeding, and then you are trying to do a particular thing and it's not working, and you just feel so bad for yourself. Irrespective of how difficult it can be to shut your eyes to things like this, you want to always remember that you should only be in a competition with your past self and not with any other person, okay? As long as you're doing better than how you were a month ago, a year ago, years back, then you're doing just fine, and that's just all that you need to know. The next thing would be the fear of failure. This has really kept a lot of people hooked in a particular position, or even moving backwards, because they are so scared of what can happen that they don't realize that they're probably preventing good things from happening. So what the fear of failing can do to you is literally preventing you from taking that risk that can literally change your life, and that's really crazy because you cannot really tell what can actually happen. What I normally say to myself is that the worst thing that can happen is that things may not actually go as planned, and if I'm going to try again, I probably already know what to avoid in my next trial, and then I'll also feel good knowing that I tried and it didn't work out, rather than not trying and risking the opportunity of something great happening. So you want to learn how to take calculated risk and go get that thing done and just damn the consequences, okay? Next would be the need to be in control of everything. As someone who struggled with serious anxiety issues, I had to learn how to not worry about literally everything. I had to tell myself that I should only worry about the things that I can control, and this has really helped me a lot. There's some things that are not within your control, and no matter how much you worry about them or try to get them done, like there's literally nothing you can do about it. And why worry yourself? Why worry your head over these things when there's nothing you can do about it, no matter how much you worry about it, if that makes any sense? I had to start telling myself, if I don't have any control over it, then I should not be worrying about it. This also has to do with you wanting to be in charge of literally everything. This used to be me, especially with my business, because I have serious trust issues with people based off past experiences. I like to handle my business and do my things myself, but it got to a point where I realized that I can't literally do everything myself, and me wanting to do everything myself is going to slow down production and also slow down sales. There's little I can do alone, but when I have people who are also helping out with these things, it can literally make the work easier and faster. So now I've been learning to delegate tasks to people, and basically just letting people handle things that they're supposed to handle rather than trying to do everything by myself. And this has actually really made life easier for me. Last would be unexpressed feelings. So I see no reason why somebody do something wrong to you and then you can't say it to the person, and you're just there keeping grudges in your heart. For me, when things like this happen, I can only do two things about it. First is if I do not really care about what kind of relationship I have with that person, let's say it's a shallow friendship or something, I just keep mute and then just forgive the person and just move on. But I will never put myself in a position where the person will have the opportunity to do that thing to me again. We'd still talk, we'd still greet, we'd still say hi, or you would not see all that friendliness and all that closeness. I'm not mad at the person, I don't hate the person, but you're not just going to see me in that position where you'll be able to repeat the same thing you did initially. And secondly, if I really care about the relationship I have with that person and I want it to still continue, I'll give the person time to really reflect on what he did and come apologize to me if they are wrong. So I feel like people are very aware of what they do, and if anybody does anything bad, they should know that what they did is bad. If they don't realize it immediately, at least they should be able to sit back and really reflect on what they did and probably realize that, oh, what I did was wrong, because that's basically how I am. If I did something wrong, I might not actually know that what I did is wrong at that time, but trust me to always go back to apologize if I, really, think about it and be like, oh, Sharon, you shouldn't have done that. I would always go back to apologize. I feel like that's how every normal human being should behave. I'll give you time to sit and think about it and, come to apologize. And then if you're not coming, sometimes you may actually think the other person is wrong and then the other person thinks he or she is right. So what I would do in situations like this is to go talk to the person and let the person know that I was not happy about what he did, and then we talk about it, we communicate like adults, and then we sort it out, and then we move on with our life. But keeping unexpressed feelings is something I don't just really know how to do. I move on from things so quickly, so I don't even have that time to start sitting and saying, oh, this person did this thing to me, and then I'm going to hate this person for the rest of my life, and just keeping grudges in my heart. So that's just basically it. If you know you don't want to talk to the person about it, then just let it go and just forget about it and just move on with your life, okay? So I hope this video was helpful. If you find it helpful, do not forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Also subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and bye.